In the Salon des Noms, Vanessa Pierson stood poised in front of Eugene Delacroix's The Bark of Dante, aware of the swirl of people around her. The student painters slouched behind their easels, the German, Asian, and American tourists, the stylish Parisians, all drawn to the Louvre on a rainy morning on the 3rd day of February. But her focus remained on the painting for these few stolen moments when she didn't allow herself to think about events as they might unfold over the next few minutes. She drew fleeting pleasure from the Delacroix's rich and somber colors and dark romanticism. The irony of the painting depicting the voyage to hell was not lost on her. She thought about the last few months, her own voyage along the river Styx. As horrific as it had been in so many ways, Vanessa was determined to see it through to the end. She admitted to herself that she loved the rush. She leaned in, fascinated, to look more closely at the artist's brushwork. The water droplets on the bodies of the damned looked so absolutely real, and for just a moment she was taken away from the weight of the operation in front of her. She felt the soft brush of eyes and turned to see a girl no older than 10, crisp in a navy blue school uniform and braids, standing close enough to touch. She seemed to be staring so intently at the Delacroix, head tilted, arms crossed, that she might be oblivious to the world, but her gaze slid back to Vanessa, who took in the raised brows over sharply intelligent eyes, then slightly pressed her lips together, the not easily sold posture of a fellow observer, a healthy skeptic. She liked that confidence, especially when manifested in young girls. They both smiled. "Time to move, B2. The order, audible only to Vanessa, was emitted from the tiny earpiece she wore. It came from Hayes, manning tech from the French service safe house a few kilometers away. Vanessa gave the girl an almost imperceptible nod, both in agreement that the subject was dismal, and then caught one last look at Dante and Virgil and the miserable souls roiling in the river Styx as she turned toward the entrance to the gallery and the staircase beyond. She descended as quickly as possible through the steady flow of visitors, noting the staccato of a woman's sharp heels on the marble, the musky scent of a rain-dampened wool sweater, the babble of myriad tongues. The Richelieu wing, housing the museum's Near Eastern antiquities from Mesopotamie archaïque, would have to wait for another visit not paid for by U.S. taxpayer dollars. Down the final sortie, she was just paces from the exit to the museum's exterior courtyard, where Jack, aka B1, the other member of the counter-surveillance team, Bravo 6, was in position. The crowd here was thick, and she had to refrain from pushing people out of the way. When she was very close to the exit, she could smell rain, and a chill ran through her. Dread? It had been only 2 months since she'd shot and killed a hired assassin, a Chechen who'd murdered at least a dozen high-level targets, including 3 of her assets, before he tried and failed to assassinate the head of MI5. She'd stopped the Chechen, but his boss, the man the CIA's Counter-Proliferation Division, CPD, knew only as Boot, was alive, presumably well, and still dealing death. His code name was Hindi for Ghost, and he was her elusive target, a powerful black market nuclear proliferator, the man responsible for a secret weapons facility in southern Iran, the ruthless head of a massive international arms smuggling syndicate. She shook off the dissonant thoughts and racing memories and brought her focus to the present. The chill wasn't dread, but anticipation. She had a vital job to do, an asset to meet, who claimed to have intel that could bring CPD closer to stopping Boot. Her asset's intel might save countless lives. She and her team would do everything they could to make the events of the next 30 minutes go seamlessly. She pushed through the last exit gate to the outside, only to be slapped by light rain from the ceiling of low-hanging clouds covering Paris. The French called those leaden skies and the constant drizzle la grisaille. Vanessa considered the weather in Paris to be generally abysmal, no matter what the lyrics were to April in Paris. Here, the rain-slicked Cour Napoleon, the courtyard of the Louvre, stretched the 100 or so meters from the main Pi Pyramid to the Place de Carrousel. Vanessa slowed her pace so that she strolled toward the northwest corner of the pyramid, where it abutted a reflecting pond. The Arc de Triomphe stood clearly visible to the west beyond the metal crowd control barriers. She rummaged in her pockets, a tourist searching for her iPhone, for her camera, for a cigarette. She felt self-conscious, wanting to blend in, but her every nerve seemed to vibrate as she waited to make the meet. Her last meeting with an asset ended in disaster. He ended up dead.